I stumbled upon an old decrepit railroad, buried amidst the thick foliage of an abandoned forest. Curiosity consumed me as I traced the forgotten tracks with my eyes. It was as if nature had swallowed this place whole, leaving only remnants of forgotten whispers and ghostly stories behind. Without hesitation, I embarked upon this curious journey. Remnants of rusty railway ties and weathered tracks stretched into the distance, inviting me into the mysterious realm that lay ahead. The sound of silence embraced the air, as if the forest itself was holding its breath, waiting to reveal its dark secrets. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of crimson and violet, I felt an unusual chill settle within my bones. My footsteps echoed eerily against the empty railroad as I ventured further, deeper into the heart of darkness. The flickering beams of my flashlight danced upon the tracks, casting long, ominous shadows in front of me. Overwhelmed by an inexplicable sense of foreboding, I paused for a moment to collect my thoughts. The silence remained unbroken, save for the distant hooting of an owl and the rustling of leaves in the wind. I tried to dispel the growing unease within me, convincing myself that it was nothing more than my imagination running wild. However, my thoughts were abruptly interrupted by the distant sound of a train's whistle. My heart skipped a beat, my mind spiraling into a frenzy of panic. Imagination, I whispered to myself, desperately clinging to a sliver of rationality. Yet, the sound inched closer, unrelenting and hauntingly familiar. Frantic, I turned around, prepared to flee from whatever lurked in the shadows. Yet, to my disbelief, a ghostly train materialized before my very eyes. Its skeletal frame screeched against the tracks, emitting an otherworldly noise that pierced the air. The train was unlike anything I had ever seen, its carriages adorned with faded logos of ancient railway companies, seemingly from a time long forgotten. Driven by the instinct to survive, I made a perilous choice. I braced myself and boarded the train, praying desperately that it would take me far away from this nightmarish realm. The wooden doors creaked ominously as I stepped inside, cautiously navigating through the eerie, dimly lit cabin. An unsettling smell of dampness and decay lingered in the air, saturating the very essence of this forsaken locomotive. As the train began to move, I peered out of the grimy window, witnessing a grotesque world passing by. Disturbed spirits clawed at the glass, their hollow eyes locked onto mine. They seemed to be trapped, their souls damned to wander forever within the confines of this ghostly railway. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, her ghostly pale face framed by unkempt cascading locks of black hair. Her eyes were void of life, yet they held a painful longing, as if seeking solace in my presence. Her voice, barely audible, whispered words of despair, recounting tales of lives lost and souls tormented. As the train hurtled forward, my fear transformed into a morbid fascination. I was trapped within a vessel of spectral energy, a witness to the atrocities committed within these shadowed walls. The souls of long-forgotten passengers tormented the living, their ethereal presence clawing at my sanity. Hours turned into days as the train traversed the labyrinthine railway, taking me on a horrifying odyssey through time and torment. The spirits grew increasingly aggressive, their disembodied voices clamoring for release. I, too, longed for an escape from this haunting ordeal, but it seemed the journey was unstoppable. Finally, as the train screeched to a halt, I found myself back at the abandoned forest. The spirits dissipated into the night, leaving behind only a solemn stillness that mirrored my own exhaustion. Weak but grateful for life, I stepped off the train, each step shaking with a newfound appreciation for the world beyond this cursed railroad. Haunted by that experience, I now stand on the edge of the forest, cautioning those who venture too close. I warn them of the spectral train, urging them to heed the signs of danger that lie within, for those tracks are not merely forgotten relics of the past, they are a gateway to a realm where the living and the dead are forever intertwined.